Hey there, Cheesemeisters, and welcome back to the Peach Pit After Dark. I'm Jeff, and de jour means I am available for certain brand integration opportunities. Call me. And joining me on the other end of the internet, my host.
I'm Leslie, and I'm here because I was in the comic book.
That's that's the line of the movie. I mean, you know, I think that's the best line in the whole thing. Um,
Loved it. Also,
yeah,
I would be remiss if I didn't gently point out to you, you said you called us Peach Pit After Dark.
I did.
You did.
Interesting.
I was
Well,
like, the
oh,
joy keeps coming.
I know. How about that? I didn't know I did it. All right. Well, Peach Pod After Dark, whatever. You know where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Kelly's New
s-
York.
I'm
That's a
still
next season
getting
reference.
back for my mistake saying shackles instead of hackles.
Oh, please. Sometimes we say this is off the cuff, you guys. We don't write it down. Um, I barely think about it before I say it. So here we are. That's not true, actually. This week I thought about this for hours. Because I just watched it this morning. This week, Cheesemeisters, we are talking about Josie and the Pussycats, the 2001 Wake Up, You Fucking Sheep masterpiece, written and directed by Harry Elfont and Deb Kaplan, both of whom they worked together on Can't Hardly Wait. And they both wrote the second Brady Bunch movie, the sequel, the Brady Bunch, Very Brady sequel or whatever it's called. So yeah, they were a team. Starring Rachel Lee Cook as Josie, Tara Reid as Melody, Rosario Dawson, awesome, as
Yup.
Val, Alan Cumming as Murder.
Nope.
Sorry, Wyatt, uh, and everyone's favorite Parker Posey as Fiona. We are watching this in conjunction with season 5, episode 19, Little Monsters, because Ariel comes back and wants to have Ray sign a shitty music contract.
And because
And
capitalism is a cult.
that's right. We wanted to talk about the music industry and go fuck yourself, apparently.
Yeah.
Our spelling connection, 2. 1, and I never expected this to be a spelling connection that we actually got to use for on-screen appearances. Kenneth Babyface Edmonds Highway in Indianapolis. He is, not only did he produce the music for this movie, but he was in it. He was the band member in the behind the music
Oh my
that got
God.
kicked out of Captain and Tennille. That was him.
Okay. I was
Hmm.
like, where was this guy?
Yeah, putting on his acting pants. Kenneth Babyface Edmonds Highway in Indianapolis. And our other spelling connection is Seth Green, who, as we know, went to the Princeton school turning boys into men.
That's
Uh,
right.
yeah, he's a proud member of de jour before the plane crashes. And then I suppose after the plane crashes, they did survive truly. Um,
I totally thought, up until you texted me Seth Green,
mhm.
I thought that David Arquette was also in Du jour. But then
Ah,
after you texted me Seth Green, I went, why didn't he call out David Arquette? And I almost texted you and embarrassed myself. And then I went, wait a minute. No, it's that guy who looks kind of like David Arquette.
yeah. Yeah, it's the other guy. Um,
Because I thought, oh, yeah, where's the keytar?
I
Nope,
know.
wrong guy.
That'd be so great. You know why? Because at this point in time, David Arquette was recently the WCW World Heavyweight Champion,
The
because
fuck?
that was a real thing. Yeah, he was the heavyweight champion in WCW wrestling in
I remember you telling me this now.
2000. So probably around the
Wow.
time this was filming, more or
What
less, give or
range?
take. I know. Is there anything David Arquette can't do?
I don't know, maybe play regular
Stay
piano?
stay married to Courtney Cox, apparently.
Oh.
Oh, burn! 25-year-old sick marriage burn. People Magazine, come at me. I know how to do it. You know, People Magazine is fucking trying to come at me. They will not get out of my feed.
Wait,
Like,
really?
yes, I am not interested in celebrity gossip stories. And the last week, it's like everything. I don't know what I did, or I think it's because I'm sitting near people at work who talk about things. And now it's like things I want to hear about it. Uh, this happened the other day. Abby, who's 24, was telling me that it's the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana,
Oh
and
god.
I was like, I did not know that, but now that you've said it, I'm gonna be told about it like a lot. And now every time I get one, I forward it to her.
Did she say she feels so old?
No, she did not because she
Okay,
sits
good.
next to me. Because she's 6 to me and I'm twice her age. So no, she didn't feel old. Um, but she was celebrating. But anyway, fucking People magazine.
I'm
Anyway,
so sorry. I'm
it's,
very sorry.
it's a lot. I'm dealing with a lot of shit here. That's all I'm saying. It's very troubling.
It's a tough time
Um,
to be you.
it really is. Okay. So this movie, 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, 53% on the Popometer. So people weren't quite fucking with this movie when it came out.
No.
Um, and I get it. There's a Starship Troopers thing going on here a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and I read something too about how it wasn't they realized too late it wasn't advertised properly.
For a movie that is all about advertising, that's really weird.
That's what I said. I'm like, "Really? You all missed the fucking point of your own film?"
I know the people who made the film understood the point of it. The people who marketed the film did not understand the point of it. And most of the people who watched it seemed to not understand the point of it.
Woof.
Whatever. Yeah, it's okay.
Would you like to know more?
We have thoughts. It was, however, nominated for 3 Teen Choice Awards.
Wow.
Yep.
Songs.
No, actually, surprisingly, I expected that too. No, for film, choice comedy, choice actress, Rachel Lee Cook,
Of
and
course.
choice breakout performance, Rosario Dawson.
Of course.
Yeah. Um, so people, people fucked with this movie a little bit when it came out, but not enough. And I think I understand why.
All right.
Like, all right, let's do what we usually do. What's your history with this movie? Because it's longer than mine, as this is the first time I've seen it.
Sure, but only just. I mean, I remember seeing this poster. I mean, my brain is saying everywhere, who knows. I definitely
Right.
saw it at Blockbuster, but
Hmm.
I didn't watch this movie until we were knee deep in the pandemic and like
Hmm.
Walter and I are a year into our relationship, so we're like, cool, we have all the time in the world to introduce each other to movies that we like.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
this
this
was
is
it.
one that he danced about this one behind you.
He really likes this movie,
Okay.
and I can see why. I also really like this movie, and I think I watched it at the right time. I'm not
Okay.
sure, not to sell teen me short, but like, I don't think I would have gotten it. I think I would have liked it, but I think
Okay.
I would have missed some important messages.
That feels true. That feels like a true statement about the target audience for this movie.
Yeah.
Um, because it's a movie about a girl rock group that was a cartoon, and it's basically pitched at like tweens.
Yeah.
So, but it is a deeply satirical movie about corporate our corporate overlords always selling us something and manipulating us into liking shitty things. And that is a message that is far too complex for your average 12-year-old.
Yeah, because you don't see that things like social media and movies and music are trying to use your insecurities to get you to buy something
Mm-hmm.
and then manifesting more insecurities.
Right. Yeah. And this is even pre this movie's pre a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah,
eh,
it gets so much worse.
yeah, in lots and lots of ways. Um so here's what happens in this movie, what this movie is. There's a boy band, de jour, um, who they have a song like Backdoor Lover or something. It's real dirty. That's what
Forgot
it
what
is,
the
right?
name. I don't remember.
You don't
They sing
remember?
one time. No,
No, there's 2 songs. They have 2 songs that they sing when they arrive at the airport.
Oh,
And one of them is, I'm 99% sure. Yeah, the first one is "De jour around the world." Yeah, and then the second one is "Backdoor Lover."
I love that so much.
Yeah, it's, I'm pretty sure it's about, like, no
Anal?
like, they come around the oh,
Oh.
okay, probably that.
Oops, I'm sorry.
I
That's
was
not
going
what
the
they
other
meant
way.
at all.
Of course it was. It's about butt stuff. Come on.
Jesus doesn't see that.
Mm, I don't know. Everybody here does. Um, I don't know. I don't wanna get into the Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears rumors that I heard in 2001, but
Oh, no. Yeah, let's not go there.
yeah, it it feels like the Backdoor Lover thing sung by a boy band might be pointed
Oh my
slightly,
god. I have been
slightly.
revisiting the aughts lately. This is the first visit that was pleasant.
Oh,
Even though this movie points out so many things that I'm like, "Man, yeah, I wish I had figured that out," but again, everyone goes through the same life journey.
sure. Yeah. Or everyone goes through a life journey.
Eh,
Um, so this was the first time I'd ever seen this movie. Backing up because I realized I didn't say that.
yes,
I
sorry.
kinda did, but, um and I don't know why I didn't see it other than I wasn't the audience for this, even though I liked like, I grew up with these cartoons, the
Mhm.
Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Josie and the Pussycat weren't, like, the thing I watched all the time, but I saw them in the mix.
Hmm,
Wasn't, like, the biggest or I wasn't an Archie reader at all, um, but I knew them from being cartoon characters, and that's the thing we were doing in the '90s, we were reviving things from the '60s, like the Brady Bunch movie, which is partly why these guys got this movie. Um, and so I just, it didn't seem like it was for me, and, um, I kinda think it's still not for me.
okay.
Like, I don't this movie doesn't 100% work, but one of the things I came to when I was because I've been thinking about this movie all afternoon. It got in my head,
Good.
which is good. Like, yeah, it's effective in some ways, but like what I came to was like making movies is hard
Yeah.
because this movie um is incredibly intentional, right?
Yeah.
It is the story is intentional. Like they're very clearly telling a story about how uh, corporations and the government are controlling the minds of the youth through advertising, and in this case, subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
Um, but constant fucking advertising, and uh, we we know you guys suck. You millennial teens, we know it. You suck,
Oh.
but it's our fault. We're doing it to you.
Oh.
Like
They keep
it's
blaming us, though.
but that's not what this movie's doing. This movie is saying, "You guys fucking suck. Your music is terrible. We're the ones making it, but your music is terrible. It's all this boy band slop that none of us like. It's not authentic, which is
It's
that's
true.
that's Gen X calling card shit right there. We were the grunge authentic people.
You
It's like
felt
you could
things.
not sell and it wasn't that some of it's fucking performative, but it's a generational thing that we were unhealthily focused on being authentic and not selling out.
Sure, but then what's the reaction to that? My generation, which is
Yes.
music that is 90% fluff.
Yes, which is what the people making this movie were saying.
Yeah.
They were saying the music you listen to is uh it's too produced, it's too polished, there's no heart in it, it's corporate fed, and you guys lap it up because we're really good at telling you what to do.
You put it in a nice package.
Yeah, and that this movie is very intentionally that story. I mean, it's not subtle. Like,
Yeah.
they put it right the fuck out there in everything, and then they plaster the movie with product placement.
Yeah.
Like, egregious, next level, this is satire product placement.
Yeah.
But I was reading Roger Ebert's review it. I don't think he fully got that it was satire. He just thought it was a bit much,
Yeah, I
you
didn't read
know?
his review, but just from his comments, I thought the same thing, but I feel better saying it after you say it. Yeah, I don't think he fully got it either.
And again, that's a theme here. People not fully getting this, you
Yeah.
know? Um, but the story's super intentional. The design elements are very intentional, like the look of the band, the look of the audience, the colors that they use, the ridiculous product placement fucking everywhere. I mean, like
Yeah.
that like they're fist fighting over an Advil banner and the plane is loaded with Target and Bounce and
The
detergents and the
the
Cokes.
shower having McDonald's themed
Yes,
toy like sponges and
everything.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the message of the movie is you are being sold.
Yes.
You are being sold. Right now, while we're telling you that you're being sold, you're being sold. They cast this movie incredibly intentionally and they
Mhm.
nailed it. I mean, like the three women in the band are great as members of this band.
Yeah.
They fucking send them to rock camp to learn how to do those things.
I love that.
Um, Having a son who's a drummer, now when I watch bands, I watch the drummer a lot. So I was watching Tara Reid and I was like, oh, she's actually kind of doing this. Like, her movements match. I'm like, good, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Like so they put in so much work into uh casting the people and bringing in Parker Posey, who, come on.
No notes.
Uh if Gen Xers are making a movie, they're gonna want to put Parker Posey in it. That's what we fucking do.
Yep.
And we're right. And then Alan Cumming, pre-traders. Um, there's just pre-traders and post-traders with Alan Cumming now.
The
It's
fact that you don't like Cabaret doesn't come into mind for you is
no, it's
wild to me.
it's
I'm
it's because what he's doing on this ridiculous show is singular in the history of television. Like I've never seen anyone go so far over the top in every breath they take. I'm I'm in love with it. I'm fascinated by it. I always
wow.
liked him. This is amazing, this thing that he's doing now. Um, you
He
know,
plays Rooster in another movie version of Annie. Just
oh, okay.
fun
Okay,
fact.
which was that the one where they had the Black Annie that people got mad about, or is it like,
No, this was the made for TV Disney movie of the week that they made with Kathy Bates
oh, okay.
and Victor Garber. No, there was a black orphan, but it was not Annie.
Okay. Well, there you go. Um,
Oh, Grace Sparrow was black. There we go. Baby
oh, there
steps.
you go. There you go. Yeah. We can't all be killers of the flower moon, can we?
No.
Yeah. Um, so the messaging was super intentional. The music was beyond intentional. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
was I read this oral history, or I got through part of it anyway, it's pretty long. About the making of the album and what they were trying to do. And I was so happy that I was reading it and I'm like, I could tell that's what you were trying to do. Like, I'm glad I picked up on it,
Damn.
is what
I
I'm
tried
saying.
looking up something like that at work today to read and
Uh,
I couldn't find anything.
it was there was an oral history on Fader done maybe 10 years ago, 9, 10 years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
I found it on the internet. Um, Searching. Um,
I'm a lazy searcher.
yeah,
On the internet anyway. If it's
yeah,
library, sure.
I used Claude. It was really helpful. I asked for critical reviews and it found it for me.
Oh
So
no.
I
You
don't.
advertising AI on this show.
You know what? Here's the thing with this AI bullshit. Every time I see someone try to tell you how you can use it, it's always for bullshit reasons. It's always like to like make shitty art.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, Or here's how you can write a book in 4.5 minutes.
How dare
That is
you?
dreck and awful and stupid. And why would you want this to do that? But
So
it
I
can
can
be,
be famous for no work.
yeah, but it can be really helpful in other ways.
Of course.
And, like it's much better at finding me sourceable material than Googling it up. So
That's fair.
anyway, yeah. So but it gave me this thing, and I'm reading it and I'm like, yeah, this I picked up what you were putting down. So felt good about that. Um it executes all of these elements, it seems, in exactly the way they intended.
Wow.
I mean, this movie feels like the movie they meant to make, right?
Yes.
Like
No, I
across the
I
board.
I agree. And, like, to the point too where I still saw the Hollywood influence of, no, she still needs to have a guy. She still needs to only be noticed by him after she's glammed up, successful. Um,
I don't think that's what happened, but that's okay. I mean, it's not. I think that he always liked her. He just couldn't. He didn't know how to say it. He liked her
maybe,
when she
but
was fixing his car.
I don't know. How I interpreted that was he was being extremely dense and, like, not responding to any of the messages she was giving him.
Okay, welcome to me in the '90s. Fuck. I mean, that couldn't have been. I mean, the number of hints I missed. Jesus.
No, but, like, again, I see where you're coming from on saying, like, you didn't get that message, but and, like, this was not the worst of the Rachel Lee Cook movies that this happens in. This is not the worst of the '90s movies
Watch
that this
this. Watch
happens in.
this.
Oh, no.
How attractive am I
Just
now?
stop.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
thank God.
homely again. I'm homely. Yeah. And a bag of potato chips. She is all
I'm
that.
starving. Could have a Pringle. I'm such a fatty.
I know. I know.
Anyway, so,
It was
I
saying
mean,
things.
I still felt like, oh, this is a movie. There's still messaging within the messaging. Like, you can only be so hmm, I feel like you can only be so bold. Um, the Hollywood leash only lets you go so far.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably true. I mean, that's,
But the
it's all a
overall
system.
messaging of this is important. It's just it didn't land with enough people.
It didn't. Because I think it was ill targeted. Um,
Yeah.
and it was ill timed. Like, I don't think, like, we weren't there as a culture in early 2001
No.
where we were uh, this actively lamenting the commercialism of our existence.
Yeah.
Um, like, this was a bit of a warning. Like, they're like, it's already like this, you guys, and we just, I don't think we were ready to see it and laugh at it. Also, I don't think this movie's particularly funny. Like, I think it's the
It made me laugh.
it just doesn't. I mean, a couple things, but mostly it's just to the lack of subtlety.
Mm.
Like, the jokes are buried by the message, I think.
Okay.
Like, it's just too, like, it, and not what the message is, but how it's delivered, which is like, here is what we are saying. Joke, joke, joke. Here is what we are saying. Joke, joke, joke. Like,
Yeah.
the here is what we are saying is so much louder and brighter than the jokes, which could, like, the fact that you didn't know that song was like what they were singing in it means the joke was too subtle for you. You didn't
Yeah.
even hear it, but it's clearly there. Like, that's,
Well, and,
um,
like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of this music, like, it's it's meant to go in one ear and out the other,
Uh-huh.
and it's meant to make you move and feel
Uh-huh.
good and feel like it's connecting with you, but really, I mean, I was listening to this album on the way to work
Mhm.
and thinking like, "Oh, wow, there's really only, like, 2 songs that I can remember.
Mhm.
Everything else just whoop."
Mhm. And that's on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, that's a commentary on the music of the time, which is what this movie was. I mean, it it really was, like, this really was Gen Xers commenting on millennial teenagers.
Mm,
You know, it was people who were, I think they're a little bit older than me. But the people who, like, in the early 90s lived through that no sellouts, like, authentic worldview. This is what my art is. Have you seen Rent? Like,
yeah.
it, like, that's my generation. And those are the people who looked at music in 2000 and said, this is so, it has no heart. It has no soul. It's just commercial. Like, the Backstreet Boys, the words of the are you familiar with how this guy did this? That Luke Pearlman dude's a horrible producer person. Like, and well, not just him,
Vaguely.
but like they're Scandinavian, the people who, like, the songwriters who wrote the music, and
Yes.
it's mathematical. It,
Wow.
like, the songwriting structure, the lyrics are math driven to elicit the response in the audience. The words don't make any fucking sense. Most of the Backstreet Boys songs uh they're gibberish.
Yeah.
Like, and it's because they realize that that didn't make any difference. What matters is the meter and the math.
Yeah.
And it created this really successful pop music. But these two Gen Xers said, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And look at these kids. These kids fucking suck. They're real lame. They have terrible taste in music. And it's our fault.
I was gonna
We're
say, how do so then what's the response? Do you try I mean, did these people feel like there was no other recourse than to make a film where they're making fun of a generation for doing what
but
is
they're the movie. This movie doesn't make fun of the generation. It makes fun of the industry.
well, of course.
It's saying that the generation is the victims of this shit,
Oh, okay.
that it's being perpetuated and perpetrated on them by the record company, the music industry, that doesn't want, they want Ray's publishing rights. This is standard deal, Ray. Like, no, but I would like my publishing. I do the other artists write all their own songs and sing their own songs? Ray Pruitt, authenticity. Like, if
Hmm.
you thought I was making this up, I'm just it's Ray. He's the poster boy for this shit.
No, I believe you.
Yeah. It and so they're saying the corporations are in charge of this stuff. And you are always being sold.
Yeah.
Always. Even in ways you don't realize it, you're being sold. And the ways you don't realize it in this movie are very present. It's subliminal messaging, right? Like, they stick it in the plot and they make it flash at you so you can't fucking not see it.
Yeah.
But then they plaster the walls with it because you're always being sold.
Yep.
And this is why millennial kids, be on the lookout, because the corporations are trying to stick it to you. It's the same shit that Jefferson Starship was warning everybody about in their seminal piece of art. We built this city on rock and roll.
Mm.
Who cares? They're always changing corporation names.
Mm.
I mean, that's one generation warning the next generation too. But they're saying you're being sold. Beware. And
Yeah.
and they're taking a little bit of responsibility for it because they know that we're the ones who are making the art that you're consuming right now, and it's kind of on us. But they're also saying, let's blame the boomers because it's not just the corporations, it's the government behind the corporations.
Exactly. And like, you know, I've been thinking so much throughout this because my brain goes into defense mode and I'm like, and then another
Mhm.
part of my brain is like, no, no, it's fine. You're not being attacked. You're okay. Cause I'm like,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, the content I took in was, of course, very much dictated by my parents. There
Sure.
wasn't a lot of me getting to explore until high school when
Mhm.
I actually had friends willing to share music with me and trying to help me evolve.
Mhm.
But like, you know, we had 3 stations. They were the top stuff because
Mhm.
I it's funny, I learned this recently. My mom likes to stay up to date, which again, I
Mhm.
just did not know this about her, but she taught, so it makes sense to me now.
She's down with
But
the new BTS.
that's the funny thing. She only knows about K-pop now because of K-pop Demon Hunters. So
Let get in through whatever door opens for you.
exactly. Will she watch the movie? We don't know. Probably not. But hey, she likes that song.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, like I was very much given a very small piece of the music pie, and
Mhm.
I'm just now making up for like all these other or like learning about all these other,
Yeah.
musical genres and things that I
Mhm.
missed out on and like, wow, this shit's deep. This is great. I wish I'd had this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I
But
don't know.
that's the great part about music is that it's always there for you to discover it when you're ready for it,
We were
you
given
know?
so much fluff. It was nice. Again, up until 9/11, we were sold this beautiful story of like, everything's fine. It's all been
Mhm.
solved.
Mhm.
But I'm speaking from my own perspective. I don't know. Other people could have had a completely different e
I mean, there is
experience.
something to be said for the fact that you were 12. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, everyone thinks that the first 10 years of their life, everything was pretty good. You know what I mean?
I
It's
hope so. Again,
yeah.
I'm really trying not to assume because the more I learn about people, the more I'm
No,
like, "Oh,
I
life
mean,
is different."
of course, that is an incorrect, overly broad generalization, but people do, by and
Generally,
large, tend to look back on their childhood and go, "It was better then." And of course it was because you didn't have any responsibility.
yeah,
Like, you were just a
because
kid. You get to go play your GI Joes or whatever.
you're blissfully unaware that you're being sold to, that things are rotten in the state of Denmark, like
You know what, though? It was known. Like, I remember when I was little, um, but my brother was younger, right?
mhm.
He's 4.5 years younger. So, I would notice things with him, like, when the TV would be on, and we would just be sitting there and we'd be playing or whatever, and he wouldn't be paying any attention to whatever it was. The minute the commercial came on, he would
Oh,
look up,
interesting.
and it's because the commercials were always a slightly louder volume.
Well, and they're quick paced. There's a lot of
Mhm,
stuff happening and it's very
mhm,
exciting. And I mean, usually it's toys.
right.
I don't
But
want to miss the toys.
even if it's not, like, the commercials are louder. They did that on purpose. They
No, I
want
know.
you to, and it so l we were being marketed to as little kids. The cartoons I grew up watching were commercials.
Yeah.
Not the ones that I grew up with that were made, when my parents were kids, not the Looney Tunes, not the Bugs Bunny stuff, not the Hanna-Barbera stuff of the '70s and Scooby-Doo stuff, not that stuff. The stuff in the '80s were G.I. Joe, He-Man, Transformers, um, those were all 20-minute commercials for toy lines.
I mean, Jeff, they were selling appliances to housewives to entice them to be okay with just if you get a new toaster, your life is complete.
Right.
If you get this particular house dress, you'll be the hostess with the mostest. Like
Of
so
course.
this is nothing new.
It's not, but I'm saying even, like, the targeting it at kids is not new.
Fair.
Like, but because that's what the movie is talking about, right? I mean, the
Yeah.
movie is talking about we're all being sold all the time, but it is specifically talking to preteen kids, you
Yes.
know? And they're not making a new argument. They're just like They're making this generation's version of this argument.
Look at what's happening. This is fucked up. Why are we letting this happen?
Or why are we doing this to you?
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening in all of these things. And that's like the I don't even have I don't have my brain around it enough to even articulate this idea. So it may be something we have to come back to.
Okay.
But it's I'm curious, as we've watched a lot of teen movies, right? Generational teen movies. We've watched
Pretty in
Rebel Without a
Pink.
Cause. What was that?
Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink and Come
Mean
Waterfalls.
Girl. Mean Girls.
Yeah. I mean, but we watched stuff all the way back to the 50s.
Yeah.
And then so we watched um uh that we watched movies written about the baby boomer generation as teenagers, the Splendor in the Grass, right?
Yeah.
Rebel Without a Cause, written by older people, written
Yeah.
by the previous generation. And then we watched those same things with John Hughes movies. Pretty in
Yeah.
Pink. We watched Dazed and Confused, similar things. Boys in the Hood, similar things. It's one generation telling a teen story for the current generation. And sometimes it's set back in time,
Yeah.
right? Like Dazed and Confused or um fucking Harrison Ford, Ron Howard,
American Graffiti.
American Graffiti. Um, but it's always the previous generation commenting on what it's like to be a teenager to the new generation. And sometimes it's a lament like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a nostalgia play like American
Mhm.
Graffiti or Dazed and Confused, which are basically things were better when I was a teenager than they are for you now,
Yeah.
right? It The John Hughes movies are they're all about how hard it is to be a teenager, you
Yeah.
know? So in one way, that's also I feel like it was better when I was a teenager because I didn't have the same struggles you have.
Yeah.
So I feel like that that's almost why these movies get made, is so that the generation making them can exercise that demon within themselves and try to help the next one. Like,
Yeah.
like this movie's meant to be helpful.
There is a desperate need to save the next generation, and I get it.
Yeah. But the problem is that we're trying to save them from the shit we're doing to them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we need to save you from the corporatization of the music industry. Well, who's running the corporations?
Yeah.
Who are the musicians making the music that in this movie they're clearly shown that like even the musical acts are victims of the system.
Yeah.
But it is they're all fucking Brandon Walsh. They're trying to save you from a problem that they caused.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's that there aren't enough people willing to join your cause or if people just like capitalism that much. Because I
People like
really
money, man.
like, I, I can understand. I can understand why some people have to lean into the money at some point. It's really fucking hard being
Mhm,
poor.
mhm,
It's really fucking hard stressing about money constantly.
mhm.
And like you get to a point when you're a creative type where you're like, I could sell out for this or I could sell out for this.
It's
Um
not, you know what? And that's the
and
fucking problem. The
I say
idea
sell
is
out
the
lightly.
sellout.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I that's it's cuz I don't have a better phrase. But like I don't know. I really think a lot of people get into this business with good intentions, illusions of grandeur. I don't I that's what I want to believe.
Right.
But that's because that's my experience and like I mean, you see that experience play out in any of Jonathan Larson's work,
Mhm.
the constant, like, again, the Gen X thing of like, you know, be myself or be what the corporations want me to be.
Mhm.
And, if you get enough success, you can eventually bend the rules a little to your whim. Some people are just going to stay in that safety net and not mess with the money.
W
Um, some people
what
can't mess with the money.
what happened and what happens if you get to the top of the thing, it's 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 Jay-Z. It's, "I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man." Like, the artist
Oof.
becomes the business. Taylor Swift is an enterprise.
Yeah.
She's an artist, but she's a fucking industry.
Yeah.
And she's not part of the industry. She is an industry.
Yeah.
Beyonce's an industry.
Yeah.
Like, there's a level at which you are not beholden to it. You are it,
Yeah. Fair enough.
and
But then what are the people below that supposed to do? Because, like, personally, I don't want that.
sure.
Like,
No.
but then are you allowed to not want that within the business? Because a lot of times people, it seems to me that if you are not willing to become these people who are the enterprise,
Mhm.
then no one wants to work with you because everyone wants to ascend. And I'm like, listen, a lot of us just want to be working consistently out here. We just want to feel like we're
Yeah.
good at what we do because, again, giving us money makes us feel like we're good.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna say that the music industry is not fucked beyond repair, because it very
Sure.
much is fucked beyond repair. And it is really hard for local music venues to make money,
Yeah.
because people aren't going to shows as much as they used to. And kids today, again, this is the funniest. Kids today don't drink. They
Yeah.
they aren't spending the money at the bar, which is the thing that makes the enterprise profitable.
They got to sell
So it's
vapes.
oh, Jesus. Um,
I'm just saying,
I
sell
know, I
vapes,
understand.
snacks. I don't know what
They
else. I don't know what else Gen Z or Gen Alpha likes.
and they like weed drink, some of them. I don't blame them. But it's that's where the money gets made in those
Yeah.
in those businesses, and without that, it's very hard to make it a profit. So the music industry is real messed up. But I also saw the list of performers for Lollapalooza and the list of performers for Bourbon and Beyond in Louisville, which it clearly was geared towards me. Just like, go look up who's in that one, and like,
Oh,
that's the one
great.
for me. Yeah, that's the one for me this year. The
REM
Lala
going to
is
be there?
I would be driving. No, REM is not together. No, I'd fucking be there. Um, not for and not for also because Liam likes them. Like, that would be really cool. But
Oh,
yeah, but they're not doing stuff. Um, Not directly. But then, like, then there's, like, Summerfest, and then, like, I'll get a random ass poster for a music festival that's in Denver or something. There are so many bands. Like, holy shit, there's a lot of bands. Like, I've never heard of 98% of all of the bands.
this
So,
is
like,
why I get overwhelmed. I mean, this is why
yeah,
so many people get overwhelmed now because there's so much TV, there's
yeah,
so many things to read, there's so much music, and we
right.
have access seemingly to all of it.
We do, we just have to find it. But, like, my point is that there's a lot of people doing it
Yeah.
that aren't the business, man. They're just doing it. They're just
Yeah.
artists, and some of them are making a living at it. Some of them are making a good living at it. Some of them are struggling mightily. Some of them are touring and teaching clarinet lessons at home. You
Oh,
know, like,
yeah.
that's, I, to be honest, I know someone who is doing that. A former student of mine is in a band, a really cool band called Dust Bowl Revival.
Mm.
And I highly recommend people check their music out. They're really, really good. And they tour. Like they play around the fucking country. And Zach teaches music
Wow.
because you can't be a touring musician and support a family and have a wife and a child and need health insurance and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so, but there is there's a way to make music that matters to you.
Yeah.
And but it's real hard to get it out there if you're not doing the dance, you know?
Don't I know it?
Right. I'm, this is an act of love, Cheesemeisters. Unless you want to find someone who can pay us some fucking money, um, I I'm again,
Listen.
call me.
Yeah.
Um,
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
oh, beep me. I thought you said something else. I was like,
No.
you're getting dirty on the people tonight.
Oh, I'm just now getting dirty. Okay.
Well, you weren't dirty for the first 45 minutes of this conversation. So, that's all
I
I'm saying.
mentioned anal.
Fair. Never mind. I don't
Don't
consider
take it
that
away from
dirty.
me.
I don't consider that dirty. That is par for the course.
Okay.
De jour means anal,
My God.
apparently. Um, do
Whew.
you, yep. Do you have adventures in intimacy?
Absolutely, I do. Some areas that I noticed intimacy, of course, and that could have used an extra eye if people involved wanted an extra eye.
Mhm.
Um, you've got from the very beginning, celebrities touching fans, and then fans, of course, touching the celebrities.
Mm.
Um, and I mean, there are stories all the time about like celebrities or like people going, "You will not stare this person in the face. Do not make eye contact with them."
Right.
And
Right.
like I don't know how big any of the guys were in Du
A
Jour
rather
at the
personal
time.
question.
Wow, how famous they were.
Oh.
I I don't remember the order of operations for their resume. Um,
Seth Green he had already done Austin Powers.
okay.
So he
So,
was that big.
okay. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know that people would have been swarming him, but again, you have to like tell people
Not
like
swarming, no.
yeah. But you still need to coach people just because it's background and like, okay,
Mhm.
you're allowed to touch them here. Or like, okay, everyone just dive in on them. Who knows?
Mhm.
But those are options.
Yeah.
Uh
Also, sorry, he had also done Buffy. Like, he had
oh, so
been
yeah,
yeah. No, I mean, I just don't think Seth Green was ever getting swarmed. Like, it's just not, but he was massively famous. He had
sure.
been in and also, not for nothing, he'd been on 90210 at its height. So he had been around people who were getting swarmed.
One, I mean, think about it too. If people are given the opportunity to touch a celebrity,
Mhm.
aren't they gonna do it? I
I
mean,
hope not,
there's a
but
story in the
people are
Bible about this.
gross.
Come on. Who touched me?
Oh,
Not like that.
different Bible.
Wow. All right.
Vodio do.
What's the name of that Bible?
It's the sexy Bible.
Oh, all right. Thought you had a
Yep.
specific one in mind. Um,
No, I like that. Yes, it's called the sexy Bible, written by
I
me.
was ready. Oh, no, I'm not reading that then. Listen, I'll read
You-
your sports book, but I don't know about reading your sexy book. That seems like a
my,
breach of
my
cousinship.
sexy Bible.
Like
I've been
that's
writing it this whole time out loud. You already know most of the lessons. I've talked
That's
about
true.
them.
That's true. I do. Um, we talk a lot in film, or we talk a lot with these movies about indicators they want to give us early on about what the relationship is like. With The Fugitive,
Mhm.
we saw early on this is a loving relationship. This is not a man who is guilty. He
Right.
loves his
Flower
wife.
petals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similarly, with this friend group, the Pussycats,
Hmm.
they very loving to each other. They clearly have an established friendship, like sitting on each other's laps,
Hmm.
like playing with each other's hair, or just like, again, very easygoing, casual touches that are not a
Hmm.
big deal,
Yeah.
And of course, it sounds like they developed this naturally because they actually went to rock camp. They were hanging out
Yeah.
quite a bit beforehand. So they had ensemble building opportunities.
Hmm.
There's a fantastic moment where Parker Posey's character, Fiona, is
With her
showing the
flowers.
government dude, um, the stuff, and then, of course, he turns around and they do a bit where she's like, "Oh, thank God we didn't see that." "What?"
Yeah, yeah.
And, she immediately goes from scheming to seducing by closing the space between them
Mm,
and looking up,
yeah,
and it's delicious to watch. I'm like, "Oh,
yeah.
that was seamless." Um, I've already talked about the trope of, and I know you didn't see this, but I saw this, so I'm standing by it. Um, I really feel like Alan M was totally friend zoning her
Mm,
until it's like he needed her to be successful to feel comfortable approaching her, which doesn't make sense. I'm trying to see this from your perspective, but again, he this is the worst guy I've seen in this 90s trope. I'm like, this guy
mm.
doesn't do it for maybe it's because I'm 36 and I'm over this. Um, I've evolved
There you go.
the new way.
Thanks, Professor Finley.
Ugh. Um, but yeah, this was a very big trope. This has been a trope for a long time. The guy doesn't really notice you until I mean, it's Rachel Lee Cook for crying out loud. She's gorgeous.
Mhm.
No matter what you put her in. You put her in a paper bag, she's gonna be stunning. A paper bag wouldn't do anything to your looks. I don't know why that's a phrase.
No, you
Um,
would hide them.
hide your looks? Oh, I was thinking just over the body, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
It'd go over the face too. Um, anyway, I got distracted because I was like, how
paper
would you make a
bags.
paper bag sexy?
Huh.
Um,
You
cut out
rip it across the abdomen. You make it a midriff.
exactly.
That's the answer to all of it. You just make it a midriff. Problem
Take
solved.
out the back, like a bunch of the shirts in this. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I forgot how exposed we were in the aughts.
Here's how you do it. You know how have you seen Attack of the Clones, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack
Yes.
of the Clones, when they're in the pit and Padma is fully dressed, and then the the monster or whatever slashes and it just slashes her shirt, and suddenly it's the sexiest outfit you've ever seen. That's how you do it.
Listen, that's not even just that. That is every oh, woman is in a adventure film. Let's
Mhm.
rip off more of her clothes.
Uh-huh, sure.
I'm not
Look,
mad about it, but
I
like
look, I have a scratch right here, and I need to tie it off. Can you tear off the bottom 3/4 of your dress? I've got a boo boo,
I
is what I'm
know.
saying.
I feel
Make
like
it better.
I feel like the allurement of that to me should have been a key indicator, but that's neither here nor there of some things. Um,
Of the all of the things. Um,
anyway, so
anyway.
the moment that like where they both discover, oh, I mean, not a discovery on her part that she likes him. She's liked him the whole time, but that he discovers is of course when he gets to, "Oh, can you help me with something on the back of my outfit?" And it's just a strand of
Mhm,
gems, but it's again giving permission or like trying to pull them in with like, "Oh, if you can you help me with this?" Because
mhm,
then they have to touch you or
mhm,
see your back and maybe
mhm,
you're not wearing a bra or just, "Ooh, this is the back. I wonder what the front's like." It's
mhm. There's boobs there.
there's something very alluring about the back and I don't know why. Maybe it's the
Mhm,
curves, something, but it's
mhm.
a common trope and I mean, it works.
I'm here for it.
I'm not mad about it. Um, let's see. I didn't even note the kiss, honestly. Like, yeah, there's a kiss and it's in the middle of a concert.
You didn't know okay, I feel like it was a weird kiss.
Maybe that's
Like,
why I didn't note
he
it. I was like,
he
this is weird.
kinda missed her mouth a little bit.
Great. Well,
Yeah, like, they just didn't quite it looked like he was, like, just a little off,
okay.
and it and then, like, when they cut and it's a shot of, like, and then it was they corrected, but the initial kiss was, like instead of being like this, it was, like, a
That's
little
really
bit over to the
funny.
side. It was strange.
That's that's odd then that I mean, that must have just been their best shot. What a weird thing. I mean,
We did 37 takes, and that was the best one.
it plays into the trope of their youths. And as we have discussed on here, youths and intimacy is sloppy as hell.
Mhm.
Go listen to Last Picture Show,
Oh my
people.
god, Last
Boobs
Picture
in a
Show.
car.
Mm,
The saddest boobs in a car.
fattest boobs you've ever seen.
Yeah, I have no idea what was going through my mind. I was probably fighting off subliminal messaging and
Probably. All
I
the
was
time.
probably honestly, I was really annoyed that she's in the middle of a concert and she's throwing away her work for
Oh,
this dude to interrupt. I'd be like, "Cool, I'm gonna finish the song. I'm
that's
gonna
right.
finish my concert, and then I'll get to you."
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I get all that. I do think that we have a fundamentally different read on what's going on with that dude, but, I don't think that he doesn't notice her until she's famous. I think that he doesn't n I think that I think he he doesn't know what to do, and he doesn't pick up her clues because he's dense.
Okay.
Um, and then then when she doesn't show up for him, he realizes that he's losing her
Here's what
and
it
wants then he has to act. Then he has to be proactive. He's losing her even as a friend at this point.
so yeah, all of that, yes. What also led me to read this how I did is how the editing is
Mm,
how they show him clocking her appearance in that dress that he's eventually gonna help her with.
oh,
Like, it's it's giving the actor the space to take in this person who maybe he's been idolizing this whole time, maybe he's been crushing on her this whole time, but the way they edited it, especially in that first scene where she's helping him with his car and he's
mhm,
like, not that he's barely acknowledging her, but he's not picking up on her signals
right,
or he's not believing them. I don't know. This is why editing is as much a part of the IC process
mhm,
as the people are,
right,
as the people involved in the scene. Like,
mhm,
which, you would talk to the director, like, okay, how are you going to be shooting this? So I know in what direction or how are you wanting to see this?
mhm,
Like, I need to know where to put people so that you get what you want.
right,
And so that the actors are also then showing angles that they want.
mhm.
Like, so yeah, you could be right. I may be crazy, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for.
Hell yeah, Billy Joel. Fucking rock
Um,
on.
Last thing, there was a moment I was like, I mean,
Mm,
if you wanted a sensitivity specialist on, you could totally, because the jokes about diet culture, that shit always hits hard, especially now, and like
mhm,
looking back and thinking, oh, they did this on purpose.
mhm,
They put all of this stuff into our brains and fucked us up. And granted, I wish I could blame advertising alone on body image issues I had growing up, but that had preceded them in generations before me.
mhm.
So,
But it's the same thing. It's still you're being sold. You're being sold an image.
you'll be happier if you don't eat. Oh, but guess what? All the fun stuff that we're trying to sell you is really delicious and you should
Mhm.
eat it because it's cute.
And it's loaded with chemicals. I got a fat-free pound cake that you to die for. Hashtag
Fat free
fetus.
muffins. How dare you?
Muffins. I know. Well, yeah, I wouldn't touch a fat-free pound cake. Ugh.
Yeah, like, you know, and I'm glad they kept that joke brief because like after a while just like, oh God.
But I
I
mean, it's the same. It's the point of the movie. You know,
Oh,
like
they're doing it to us?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's this is just another example of how it's being done to you.
Yeah.
Like that, all of that stuff was there on purpose for the same reason. Like this is
I was
insidious, and we're pointing it out.
I was talking to other adult women the other day about how we've all had various family members put into our brains like, "Oh, you're too skinny, but don't get fat. Don't eat too much." All these fucking
Sure.
things. And once again, cheese meisters, if you haven't heard me yell this before with my whole chest, stop commenting on kids' bodies. That's all.
Yeah. No shit.
to say the least.
The very least.
The Oh my god, I don't have my glasses on.
I was able to do it. Yeah, they can still see your face
See, I don't even know what my personality is anymore when I don't
when
have
you
my
have
glasses
glasses on.
on.
Well, now you know how everyone felt when they saw Rachel Lee Cook take them off. I don't know.
Yes, I have a
It's
Gypsy Rose
Superman.
B moment of like, "I'm a pretty girl, mom."
Yeah, it's Superman.
Whatever.
You
I'm pretty
take
with
that off
glasses
and
on
like,
too. Okay, but, like, Superman looks better with glasses,
I guess. I don't
just
know.
like Paul Newman looks better with glasses.
But if they're too shaded, you can't see them baby blues, and you wanna see them baby blues.
I mean, I do, but, like,
Yeah, I know you do.
shades. My god.
We all know. That's right. Cool as hell, too.
That's all I have for adventures in intimacy.
Alrighty. The whole goddamn movie is Needle Drop Forest. But uh I do think it's interesting, and I did not get all the way through that oral history. It was pretty long. Um, but one of the things I thought was interesting is one, it's the number of people they brought in, right? Like the writers and director of the movie, those two folks, they knew what they wanted to do with the music of this. And this is where I'm reading this oral history and I'm like, they're saying all of the stuff that I've been telling you about. And
Yeah,
like, the, I was like, fuck, I was dead on. Like, they're saying exactly the stuff that I noticed. Holy shit, go me.
nice.
Um, yeah. But they were talking about it in like that this is how they wanted the music to also do that.
Yeah.
And so like the music is they got Babyface, first of all, who is not a pop producer at the time in R&B stuff, Cool and You and whatever, touring with David Silver and shit.
Yeah.
Um goddamn. Um
He's big in Japan.
David Silver. Poorly dubbed. Um but so they've got like an honest to god, holy shit, this guy knows what he's doing, how to make good music guy, right?
Yeah.
Running the whole thing. And then he goes and gets Jane Weedland from the Go-Go's.
Mm.
You may remember her as I am your singing telegram, please. Yes,
My
that's her.
queen.
That's her. Got her, who is from a girl group, right? That wrote their own music. Like they were the prototypical Josie and the Pussycats, but Josie and the Pussycats predates them. It's a cartoon they watched when they were kids,
Yeah.
right? So she's like, I fucking love that. And I see what you want to do here. Stick it to the man. I'm in. And then they go get Adam Schlesinger from Fountains of Wayne, from That Thing You Do. Okay. Like
Yeah.
that's a guy who knows how to fucking write a pop song.
No kidding.
They call Adam Duritz from the Counting Crows, and he writes a song, and they bring all these other people in to like. These songs were built by committee, which is crazy. Like they were like, I submitted something, and then someone else did something, and someone else, and then they got Kay Henley from Letters to Cleo to sing this shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar at all with Letters to Cleo.
A little bit.
Their big song Here and Now came out when it was in 1994. So I was like high school into college at that time.
Yeah.
That song's fucking great. That's a banger. And she can fucking go. So
Yeah.
like they got like real honest to God professionals, and they made this album. Like they wrote a whole goddamn musical.
No, they really did. Like I was surprised at how much there was to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. And they wrote boy band music for De Jour.
Yeah.
Like they put so much care. This is what I'm talking about. Movies are hard. They put so much care into this. Like
Which
this was
adds
done
to
with
why I
intent.
like it, because I'm like, even if it didn't work entirely for you, like, I don't know, it worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I re
It worked for me in that like um I'm captivated by the people. I'll watch those people all day long. Um and visually I thought it was really cool, and I did think the lack of subtlety was kind of funny.
yeah.
With the product placement literally everywhere. Um, I think it was a little too on the nose sometimes with what it was doing, and I think that's where I just didn't quite it's the same way that I didn't quite dig 22 Jump Street in the way that I dug 21 Jump Street. Because 22 Jump Street was a little too winking
Okay.
for me. Like, it's just, this is what we're doing. Do you see it? And I kind of felt that way about this. Like, this is what we're doing. Are you picking up? Do you get it? Do you get it yet? How about now? Do you get it?
Yeah.
And that's the part of it that it really didn't. I was like, yeah, I get it, you guys. I mean, good job.
Yeah.
But I got it before. I got it when they got on the plane and every square inch was a Target logo. Like,
Yeah.
I got it. Um, so I think that's why it didn't that's the part that didn't work for me was like, I get it, and then they kept going,
Yeah.
you know? But man, it's intentional
Yeah.
and 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 well executed. But it's just yeah, it's just that one thing that but like seeing how much time and effort that they put into the music parts that aren't even the movie.
Yeah.
Like, then there's this other part where you have, like, have sets and costumes and shit, you know?
I
Like,
mean,
it's a lot going on here.
they got the looks just right.
Mhm. Yeah, for the mirroring of the comic book characters, you mean? And the
Not
cartoon
even that,
characters?
I just mean for, like, the kind of outfits that people really wanted to see artists in at the time, or what
Mm.
I I shouldn't say what we wanted to see artists in because that was thrown at us.
Yeah, of course.
Again, because it's a way of advertising clothing of like,
Mhm,
"Ooh, you gotta wear jeans that are really low and you need to show your back."
mhm.
Um, I I don't know. It was I hate the fashion of the aughts. I hate that it's back, but
Yeah,
it is what it
yep,
is.
it is. Um,
I hated low-rise jeans. I hate being reminded that I had to go through that.
I'm sorry. I just I'm just a boy who wears jeans.
If I had felt like I here's the thing, when you're a kid, you don't real at least for me, I didn't realize that, like, can we look for something, like, I don't know, further up? Can we look for jeans that aren't so low? But at the same time, like, you get the feeling that this is how your parent wants you to dress or that they want you to fit in, and you also
Mhm,
feel the need to fit in. So it's in all of those messages, it's really hard to separate all that and pinpoint, but no, I don't like this. It doesn't make me
right,
like how I look.
right. But that's not important, you're being told to buy it, so buy it.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that's
Apparently by people who were all in the files now. So that's great.
uh-huh, sure. I mean, and that's I didn't wanna get into that, and I still don't want to.
We don't have to, but like for
But
me,
it's there.
it's there, and it's been a
Mhm.
whole other thing that I've been, like, not dealing with necessarily, but just, like, bringing up some old feelings,
Sure.
and I'm so angry about it, and
Yeah,
yeah, we can leave it at that, because again, what else is there to say? I'm pissed.
yeah, rightfully
Everyone the
so.
whole country's drinking.
Yeah, and not the kids. God damn it. Drink more,
Okay,
kids.
they're smoking and vaping, believe me.
Yeah, well, they're doing that, that's for sure. Um, alright, what else time?
Oh god.
Is this anyone's defining role?
No. I mean,
No.
maybe Rachel Lee Cook, but it's a tie between this and She's All That. I know.
That's her defining I know. That's her defining role. It's like, one, because I think that movie was more successful than Josie and the Pussycats, um, but also that it is, like, it is it that's the movie where the girl takes off her glasses and you realize she's pretty. Like, it is the prototypical that movie. So, it like, that has to be what she's known for.
Yeah,
If the movie she was in is the movie that is the point of reference for that thing, that's it,
and yet you
you know?
haven't seen that movie.
No, because I get it. I knew what it was when it came out. I'm like, "Oh, they're gonna take her glasses off, she's gonna be pretty.
Still
I'm
worth
good."
seeing.
Alright. I mean, maybe we will at some point. I I mean, why
No,
Why would
It's
I write it off
okay.
as a
It's
possibility? Of course we could do that.
it's more fun for me because again, at this point, it's just nostalgia.
Mhm.
Um,
Nothing
but
wrong with
yeah.
that.
Nope. It's fun.
Um,
It's a mess just
yeah,
for the messaging, but it's also fun.
yeah. Um, Not Tara Reid's defining role. It's Bunny Lebowski.
Yeah. Or
Um,
American Pie.
yeah, but to me, she's Bunny Lebowski.
I know.
In my heart. Brant can't watch her yes,
For Sorry if Dawson is okay, it's twofold for me because I first learned about her from the Rent movie
Sure.
that they made
Mhm,
and meeting her as Mimi. But now also then um Luke Cage, Daredevil.
mhm. Oh, sure, but she
I
was in
hope
that
they get her
nurse.
back for those on Disney Channel, but who knows?
Yeah.
Or I say Disney Channel, I'm sorry. I just aged myself.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Um, I Rosario Dawson is Rosario Dawson. Like
Yeah.
she's that level for me. Like
Yeah.
I fucking love her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, she's in Clerks 2. Yeah,
Oh, I thought okay.
she's in Clerks 2, a little bit in Clerks 3.
Hmm.
Um, uh, and she's Ahsoka. Um,
Oh yeah. Oh my god, how did I forget about Ahsoka?
yep. So yeah, no, Rosario Dawson is just fucking Rosario Dawson. She's
Yeah.
awesome. And this is
Alan Cumming is Alan Cumming.
he, Alan Cumming is the traitors. Um,
He's the MC for me.
yeah, okay, that's fair.
The
Um,
Come Bienvenue. Welcome.
calm. Uh, Parker Posey is fry you freshmen bitches, you freshmen prick
Prick
teases.
teases.
Eat me. You love me.
Yeah, she is a spitfire.
She's Parker Posey. I
She's
mean,
yeah.
but and she's also Mr. Hotel Manager.
Get the busy bee.
Yeah, it's the least. This is the least like a B of anything I've shown you. What are you, a wizard or something? We love Parker
It's the
Posey.
day of the show, y'all. Guess I'll just stay here and work at the Dairy Queen.
Piper, no.
See, and like haven't watched it,
Yeah,
not going to.
that's fine.
I heard that all summer.
I know. She's fucking wonderful. She's Parker Posey. Um, hey, we're not the first, and we won't be the last to say how great Parker Posey is.
Yeah, that is not news.
Um, but this is not her defining role.
No.
Um, this is forgettable, more or less. If you're looking, this is like the 40th thing that comes up on the list of things that Parker Posey did.
Right. Like if
You
you
know,
quoted this at her, she's definitely not gonna remember. Like,
she's
really?
like 108, 115 pounds. What are you talking about? Yeah.
A Pringle? What?
Yeah. What are you talking? All right, I guess. Um, but she's um. Yeah, the only other thing I had was how very much the end of the 90s this is.
Yeah.
Like it's a commentary on the fact that we're no longer in the 90s musically.
Yep.
And it's pre 9/11 New York, for by a
Yeah.
few months, but it's also, and more importantly, pre iPod.
Yeah.
Like the iPod comes out later this year.
Oh,
So
fuck.
this movie is based on a world where there are CDs and record stores. And that world vanishes pretty quickly after the iPod comes out in just a few months. Um, so like this movie is very much commenting on a specific moment, but that moment is the end of a thing. It's like the Sopranos, where at the beginning of the Sopranos, Tony is like, I feel like I'm coming in at the end of this thing,
Mm.
you know, like this is over. And now I'm trying to run it while it's the end of it. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Anything else?
Um, I definitely got fixated on the 2001 of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And like it took me way longer than it should have to find out, like, the premiere date, because I was like, "Okay, this matters," when it came out, and
Mhm.
it turns out when it came out, I
It's like
it's
March
still
27th or something.
it was April, like,
Okay.
what I mean is because I thought maybe it didn't do well because right after
Oh,
9/11, no one was ready to laugh,
no, that's why
because remember
Zoolander didn't.
Zoolander?
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of, but
Yep.
no, they just advertised this to the wrong people. Um,
Yeah. It's a weird one to, you know.
they advertised to both, but again, what do I know?
Well, and it's also,
I'm still
it's
learning about marketing, clearly.
this is I mean, this is my EST. Um, but this is the most Starship Troopers in the music industry movie ever. 'Cause
Wow.
it is a satire that people didn't understand
Yeah,
when it came out, Like, it's making a very clear point if you step back and see it. But when it came out, people didn't see it. They didn't get it for what it was trying to say, even though with this one, and with Starship Troopers for that matter, you're getting beaten over the head with the message. It's not subtle,
yeah, yeah.
but, you know, sometimes we don't get stuff, you know?
Hi. Sometimes it takes us a while.
Yeah, that's okay, it's there.
I I think this is the most message-riddled movie.
It I mean, certainly if that message is Target.
Oh my god.
Ugh,
Orange is the new pink!
oh my god. Yeah, so much.
Which then made me think of Legally Blonde, where she says, "Whoever said orange is the new pink was seriously disturbed." And I'm like, "Oh my god, is she referencing this movie?"
When did that come out?
I
It's probably
wanna
after
say that was
this.
2002,
Yeah, I think it's after this. Maybe.
so maybe.
Yeah. Maybe they're in conversation with one another. Very weird conversation. Um, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen the first Legally Blonde. We watched the second shitty one. So
I, uh I had a funny moment as I was listening to this on the way to work, because I thought, "Oh, yeah, I wanna get Dunkin' before I go in," and I'm like, "Oh god, it's working!"
uh-huh. Yeah. It
Freaked
could
out.
they had Krispy Kreme though, So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
they had
Chris
everything. They mentioned Gatorade, they had
uh-huh.
McDonald's,
Yep.
Pringles.
Krispy Kreme's better, by the way, than Dunkin' Donuts. It just is.
That's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, as I described to Walter, the coffee I had from this part, I don't drink it because it's necessarily good coffee. It's just, it's
Mhm.
there. I don't know what they're doing because now they're overpricing it. But like, I went, this has no flavor. This is tough as nails coffee.
Mm.
And maybe that's why I'm into it. I'm just like, yeah, tough.
Ugh, punish me.
It,
I went to a new coffee place the other day. I saw your face.
it was
I
the
know.
Dom of, it's the Dom of coffee. And I'm like, you saw the realization of me go, oh,
Yeah, no, that explains a lot. I get it. I understand why I like this. Um, Not that we're talking about your kinks and shit. Maybe we are. Who knows? I don't know. What am I talking about? What I'm talking about is I went to a new coffee place the other day because I was at Old Orchard Mall and
oh,
yeah, name drop.
from Mean Girls.
Yeah, yeah, but the real one that's fucking outdoors, old assholes. Fucking mean girls lying to you about Old Orchard Mall. But there was a coffee shop there that I guess is a chain that came from California or whatever.
Nice.
And so I was like, I'll go in and get a cup of coffee. Check it out. Because we check out coffee places. And it is very sparse. There's like not much going on in this place. I don't remember what the name of it was.
Mm.
$7 for a black coffee.
See,
Yeah.
because
Asinine.
we do, other than our Dunkin' splurges when we're traveling, we do tend to go to local places a lot. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it is wild the prices. But
7
that's,
was a new one for me.
I mean, for black coffee,
Yes.
that's nuts. What
A
size? It,
16
it
ounce,
doesn't matter what
16,
size.
it doesn't matter. But a 16-ounce black coffee, $7.
That's insane. I hope you had
Yeah.
a double take. Be
I
like,
I I was like, "Oh, well, I'm fucking here anyway." And
yeah,
it's
see,
and it's I was here anyway, and it was 40 degrees and windy. And Old Orchard's an outside mall, and I was gonna sit there for a few minutes because I
yeah.
didn't wanna walk back to my car yet. It was uncomfortable outside. So I'm like, Take the extra $4 or whatever, stupid." Bullshit.
That's like
$7.
someone the other day was asking me how much gas cost me, and I went, "I didn't even look. You know why? Because I have to get it anyway. I know it's gonna be expensive. It's been expensive my whole life. This is like it it just is, people." We
It
we do the best we can, minding our money where we can, but sometimes, many times, unfortunately, capitalism wins because of our situation.
well, I'm sure you don't remember this, but in The Jerk, in the scene with the guy who hates the cans,
Yeah.
um, Navin is straightening a sign in the gas station, and it says, "Gas prices. If you have to ask, you can't afford it." And that's the fucking truth. And that was 1979.
Yeah.
So it predates you by a minute.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So yay, capitalism. Um, everything's great.
I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm only okay because of weed.
Facts. Um, all right. I think that once again we have proven my theory that everything comes back to Aaron Spelling.
Even Josie and the Pussycats.
Even Josie and the Pussycats. How about it? All right. So join us here next week, Cheesemeisters, when we watch season 5, episode 20. Episode 20. And it's only
Oh
Valentine's
my
Day.
god, it's 20? We've gone through 20 episodes already?
Yep, of season 5. Yeah, and we're 2/3 of the way there.
Oh my
You
god.
gotta yep, you gotta have heart. Um, it's
Val doesn't.
Valentine's Day. No, Val's got money and a hotel suite. Um, did she move into the hotel suite?
Yes.
Okay. I know you said she moved out. I thought that's what okay.
She's
Anyway,
living the sweet life of Zach and Cody.
fuck yeah, she is. Um,
Or Eloise. That's the one I know.
here's the thing about the sweet life with Zach and Cody. One of those kids, Zach or Cody, I don't fucking know, um, played Jughead in Riverdale.
Oh, yeah. I think that's Cole. Cole Sprouse.
Okay, sure. I
I
agree.
don't know which kid.
I don't either. But I'm saying with Luke Perry
Oh,
and
shit.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Wow.
Yep, there it is. It all comes back to Aaron Spelling. Um, yep. So that's what we're doing on Wednesday. And on Friday, we have not decided what we're going to watch yet.
A
Now that you've
telethon
seen it,
movie?
yeah, some movie about telethons. Um, maybe we can watch every day of the week. Did you like seeing Jade?
I did! Oh my god, I can't wait for because that's part of my nostalgia.
Oh, good. All right. Well, we'll talk about that next week. And so we'll decide for a movie for next Friday. And I'm sure it'll be a grand old time.
It'll be a
But
hoot.
until it'll be a hoot. But until then, Cheese Meisters.
Cheers.
Peace out.